Pilots, today we've got a maiden flight on deck. We've got the Freewing MiG-29 twin 80mm. I've got my friend Pilot Mike with me today. He's going to be doing the maiden flight. First, we'll go over a little bit of the equipment that he's got on this plane, the receiver, the batteries, and also he'll discuss the rates he's going to use on the maiden flight. So, Mike, what kind of equipment we got on this bird?
Right now we're running on a Spectrum NX8. Also have in the battery bay the Spectrum 8360T with safe and AS3X. And as you can see where it's mounted here in the front battery tray, the middle hump and the rear humps are using to get the CG just perfect for these SMC 5300 high cycle, high voltage batteries. And it gets everything balanced out just perfect, maybe just a little bit after the CG mark on the plane. And the rates, be flying 100% rates with 20% expo, and also have the option to go to 90% rates and 80% rates if need be.
So he's got everything laid out there. You see we've got the new SMC high voltage packs in there. He's got the 8360 with the gyro set up. So nice equipment put in this plane for a maiden flight. So let's take it up and see how it goes. All right, MiG-29 on deck, maiden flight. Boy, that thing's got the sound.
Take it off.
Looks like that thing had plenty of power on takeoff.
Got his hands off. Maybe just a little bit up.
Bird looks really good in the sky. Good looking pass. How's them controls feel?
Still perfect on high rates.
Sweet. So guys, he's on high rates. That was 100% over 20% expo.
With the book set up rates.
So you got the book set up on it, just added the expo in there and said it's flying great. I'm going to a roll here.
Full stick deflection.
Pretty good roll rate, I think. Thing sounds amazing in the sky. And this has got the factory power system, the twin 1920K V9 blades. Nice. Yeah, that thing shot up there. I about lost it in the camera on that one. All right. We'll bring it around, slow pass it over the runway. Let's see what we got. Man, it's a good looking bird. So we hit 1 minute on our timer. MiG has such a good profile in the sky. It's easy to tell its orientation even with the gray. Woo. That'll do it. All right. Do a gear check.
Gotta bring her in for a landing.
All right.
Full flaps.
All right, guys, we've got the Maiden completed. Mike will tell you about his experience taking it up, you know, how it flew, how it felt on the sticks as far as the rates and, you know, how the bird performed, and then we'll do a battery check and see what we had left over. So Mike, how'd it feel in the air?
I flew it the entire time on 100% rates, 20% expo, and it seemed to do really well. It was really locked in. AS3X was on the basic gain settings with a one-time multiplier. The only thing it needed was maybe about 10 clicks of up elevator, and pretty much it was good. You know, it had plenty of power, had a very good roll rate for what I had it set up as. The only thing I noticed coming in landing was I ran out of up elevator at the last minute to flare, and it's my fault. I should have gave it more power to get it a little bit in that more high alpha type scenario. But the landing gear, you all saw, took it pretty well. No damage to anything. The only thing that did happen was the pitot tube in the front broke off, but like everybody says, pitot tubes belong either, you know, in the dirt or not on at all. So
yeah, I think if they had a facility that made pitot tubes, they'd probably rack up a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I noticed in the air, it seemed like it flew good. It wasn't oscillating with the AS reaction or anything. How did it feel as far as like weight? Did it feel heavy? And guys, I want y'all to keep something in mind. This is the first time Mike's flown a large size jet, and he handled it very well. You know, landing had a little tough time right there, but the good news is the suspension, we checked it out. The suspension doesn't have any issues. It didn't break anything, didn't dent the foam. So, you know, it is a big bird, but definitely the suspension can take it. But how did it feel as far as, you know, maybe compared to some of the other planes you've flown, as far as how, you know, how it felt in the sky as far as weight or, you know, handling?
It definitely flew big, but at the same time, it was nimble. It had plenty of power, plenty of roll rate, you know, set up for the manual at 100% rates. And the only thing I really noticed about it was that it sinks fast on final to landing, and if you don't stay into the power, it'll sink and touch down hard.
So a couple of things to note, you know, as Mike mentioned, you know, being his first big jet bringing it in, is you got to stay in front of them. If you get behind them a little bit and get behind that sink rate, it's definitely going to drop down pretty fast. And, you know, you got to be conscious of power. Also, you know, when you're coming in, you do have to ride a little bit more power, especially if you're going to bring the nose up. But, you know, that's why we come out here and practice, you know, and when it's a new bird, you know, there's things you learn along the way. So let's take, yeah, you definitely got to fill it out. So Mike, let's go ahead and check and see what we got on the battery. He ran on a 3-minute timer and came down right at 3 minutes on the throttle. So let's see what we got on our percentage here.
I'd also like to mention for the second flight, the first flight I didn't have any flap to elevator mix at all. From what I've read, I mixed in the takeoff flaps with 5% up elevator, and landing flaps is now 10. So the second flight, I'm going to try to see if that helps the high alpha and keep the nose up a little bit better.
Yeah, so definitely something you got to take into consideration too when you got the heavier weight, and we didn't have the elevator mix. You know, used up a lot of elevator just trying to get it level. So you know, a lot of things we learned on that first flight, so we'll, you know, take what we learned and apply it for the second flight. So we'll go ahead and see the batteries here, what we got on the voltage. As I mentioned, 3-minute timer. Mike said he came down right at 3 minutes, and you know, he was aggressive on the throttle some, and we've got these new SMC packs, so let's see where they equaled out.
We're sitting at 45% right now, so I probably had about another 30 to 45 seconds. Battery sitting around 3.8 volts per cell on the first battery. Second battery, %, and it's sitting at about 3.81. So I had about another 30 to 45 seconds, I think, maybe a couple go arounds if I had to.
We've been running these SMC packs on a couple birds, being the new high voltage. They seem like they do give a little bit longer flight time, and also the performance is really nice on these. So successful Maiden, nothing really broke, minus a pitot tube. Appreciate y'all watching today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see future videos. And if you appreciated the flight we did today or really like this bird, and if you got any info you want to add to maybe the setup that you've done on your MiG-29, go ahead and comment below and like the video. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next one.